Well, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, night, middle of the night. um, you are in the right place at the right time. And I have a joy lots of times when I see inside that the Lord is forming, our Father is forming these words. He's drawing things of with colors and preparing something that the word would take and present it to you. See, we the way the spirit works and communicates to the soul, it's still a mystery, because you cannot have, oh, I got it, I can talk to the Lord. I know this God. I know how he talks, how he says, why he says this. I got it all figured out. Now it's still a mystery, because he is building something so deep, so special, so colorful, with so much beauty. And then kind of words words are communicated to your mind, and they come through a clean heart, and they can be expressed. It's it's so beautiful. So we're still in research, and in the research there's lots of dreaming. Let's see if I come on, come on. Yes. You wanna say hi to everybody? You wanna say hi? No? He doesn't want to say hi. It's okay. Okay. Go and sit down. Go and sit down there. Yeah. Your time is coming to go for what you expect. Okay. Just sit down. Go and sit down. So this is a time. This is a time of dreaming, because it's almost like he lets you into his place of design, the design shop, where people write on the walls, on the ceiling, on the floor, and they draw things, and it's a it's a design shop. So he lets you in there. Yeah, that's a research phase. And dreams dreams can get some people in trouble, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that. But talking about dreaming, I remember when I was working for this big company, I was part of, because of seniority, I was part of interviewing lots of new hires. And one question that I had for them, almost every single time was my question, was, if money was not an issue, would be unlimited, what would you do with your life today? Good question. You'd be surprised that some of these geeks and technical people say, I would still come here. I like to work for this company and do this. But then I won't worry about, maybe for a year or two. And then I'll just retire early and do this and do that. But what I was testing is their capacity to dream. Because if you stop dreaming, then that research phase that starts everything with knowing how big is your God, then what you do is you get into some kind of a religious activity, some type of a vision of someone doing this, doing daily things, and you lose that beauty and, and stretch of imagination. Um, I believe our Father is absolutely an artist, a designer, an architect. I love that about him. So here comes Joseph, or young Joseph. Genesis 37 says he had a dream. He told his brothers, and they hated him even more. So he said to them, "Please hear this dream which I have dreamed. They were binding sheaves in the field. Then behold, my sheaf arose and also stood upright, and indeed your sheaves stood all around and bowed down to my sheaf." And his brothers said to him, "Shall you indeed reign over us? Or shall you indeed have dominion over us?" So they hated him even more for his dreams and for his words. Why the plans and dreams of God, from God, bring so much hate in the people around? Why are they so controversial? I learned through a hard process, not to share everything I dream about with everyone, especially if it can bring an offense in them, since they are not helped by that. But when you are a child, when you are in the beginning with Jesus, you want everyone to know. You want everyone to know. I remember the 12-year-old Jesus in the temple, how he is absolutely preaching to his mom. "Didn't you know I have to be in my Father's house?" I mean, this awareness came into him, but was not really something that his family could handle, could take. And he said that after that he went and was submitted to them, and for 18 years, until he was 30, we don't hear anything. No preaching to the parents. Yeah, we do that. We found the sonship, we found righteousness, and then we want all our, oh my gosh, all relatives, especially the parents, to know how misled they were by religion. They keep pounding this to them. Yes. And yeah, it doesn't come out right. Um, but let's not. So we know this is childish, right? And you kind of look for people that can dream with you, right? That's the phase you're in. But then also, why would God give this type of dream to a kid, to a child? Knowing for sure, I mean, it's God, knowing he will brag about the dream to his hateful brothers. It's our Father willingly putting you on the spot and creating troubles for you. I have to say that for a long time, I I I I mean, you cannot blame God. I mean, He does. He super loves us, and He is in charge with your life. You gave it to Him, but I had kind of difficult discussions with Him about Him kind of pushing me, and that's how I feel. pushing me in the middle of a stage while there was a play that was happening on the stage, and I had no role in that play, and I had no idea what I was gonna say. So you pop into that stage, everybody's watching the play, and here is you having no idea what you're gonna say. So I had some discussions with him because I felt the push. It's your time. Open your mouth. And now looking back, years after, lots of things start to make sense. They get aligned. Each of those impromptu and unexpected events, actually they had a meaning, and they had to be at that time. There's no mistake. So you know we never think about that, but after 40 years of going in the wilderness and getting used to that and seeing your kids growing up in that, how the tent was made, and that was everything that described your life. Entering Canaan seemed an interruption, seemed like an unusual, now what? What is this, Lord? I thought I got it. I thought I'm in a safe place. Now what? Joshua and Caleb, they didn't mind it. I think they're dreamers. So it takes more than being used to walk with God. And yes, having a type of routine and knowing His voice and walking with Him has the benefits. But the unusual, being ready for the unusual, for Him to interrupt the usual and challenging you. So why is actually the Father giving this? Why is He giving these dreams to a child? He knew it's going to get him in trouble. So this is the answer I got now. Because the process has started. Because it is the time. That's why. That's why, Angel Gabriel, they show up. 400 years. There was no word from God. 400 years since Malachi. No word. He shows up abruptly. Immediate awe. What is this to the poor Zachariah? It's like, yeah, we heard from the grandparents that, yeah, there's angels that talk to people. But why me? And then he goes to sweet Mary. What a special soul. And Angel Gabriel didn't have any time to waste. And Zachariah asked questions, and hey, you'll be quiet while this is happening, for 9 months. That word that I brought it, this is the time, and it will happen, period. Goodbye, Zachariah. It's almost like not even waiting for your faith, for your believing. So why is he coming up with these dreams? Because the process is started. He kicked it off. And when he does that, when your Father starts this, he got it. He got you. He is in control because he also sees the end of the story. He also sees all that, the mess and the problems and the enemy doing that. He sees the whole journey, and he knows that at the end of the journey, you are winning. I wish today, that's my deepest desire, that you can see through his eyes and start rejoicing.